Welcome to Church Around the Corner 2.0, and we're going to do some more questions and answers
All right.
with Eric and
Mark.
Great. And
we should mix it up, the names.
yeah, we should, just
My
to
name's
see
Eric and
if
he's
people
Mark.
are listening.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mark, here's a great question. Does someone have to be a Christian, a professing Christian, to be a part of Church Around the Corner?
Good question, and the answer is absolutely not. As we've mentioned before in some of our chats around the values, we want to create gracious, open spaces where we can practice what we've talked about as radical hospitality. In fact, it's much more exciting when you have a nice mix of people in the group, in a house church group, people who would call themselves Christians, people who would not, people who are just checking things out and curious and intrigued.
Right. Okay. So people don't have to be a Christian, professing Christian to belong.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And in fact, we want to welcome those who wouldn't call themselves Christians to be a space where they're comfortable and welcome and all part of the conversation.
Right.
And which leads nicely to the second question. Well, given that it's a Christian-based group, we're called Church Around the Corner. Well, what exactly do we believe?
Right. Boy, I can't believe the good questions.
No, those are great questions, almost like they're written down.
Exactly. Well, we believe basically what Orthodox Christians around the world believe, and some estimates there are 2 billion Christians in the world, but and often what we believe in the classical sense is expressed in things called creeds. So the Apostles' Creed is one, the Nicene Creed, and I'll put some links in the blog so people can look them up. And
all right, yeah. Great. So people know where we're coming from.
Exactly.
And the third question we have is, what are our expectations for people that want to be a part of Church Around the Corner?
Okay, expectations.
Wherever they're coming from.
Yeah, no, that's it. Another good question, might I just say. Great expectations is what we have. Bad pun, I know, literary pun. Well, first off, I think we expect everyone who wants to be part of this kind of experience at church to be in a house church group, because that's the core of what we're doing in this upside down experiment. If you just come to the all together once a month time, you really won't be part of anything. So the first expectation is be part of a house church group. Second expectation is that everyone is supportive of our values, and this is a little trickier, even though they might not be totally sure whether they agree totally with the values, right? They're supportive, even though they might not agree with them. And I think we all have an experience of that when we come in our families or extended family. Because we're in this family grouping, we're supportive of the family members, even though we might not totally agree with how they choose to do things or spend their money or what have you, right?
Sure. Yeah, okay. So in practical terms, how does that look?
Okay, well, let's just take some issues where people might not be on what we call the same page. So, like for some people, having women in leadership roles, they might not be totally comfortable and not sure that's what they fully support. But we would expect them to be supportive of women leading in different ways. Say a woman leading in a house church group, or a woman speaking, or what have you, right? So they might not totally agree, but they need to be supportive of that, because that's one of our core values. Or we could take the issue of sexual orientation. Some people might not, be totally sure where they stand on the whole issue of gay marriage or even homosexuality, but we expect them to be supportive of gay couples in the church. Concrete example, right? In Church Around the Corner, because that's one of our core values. Gay people are first-class members of Church Around the Corner.
Okay. Yeah, I like your family analogy, because I think that makes sense in terms of being supportive of the group, even though there may be differences within the group. There may be differences between you and I. But that idea that there is this commitment to love and to value each other and to create a hospitable, open group like that. Yeah. Great. Okay. Any more great expectations?
Well, very good. Third one comes from my Silicon Valley career, and one of the large companies I worked for there had a personnel manual that talked about their expectations for how employees to relate to one another or employees to relate to customers. And after many paragraphs, I was kind of, in a sense, shocked to see the manual concluded this way. Basically, they said, all we are saying is, well, can you hold up the...
Yes, I'll say that. This is what it said.
That's exactly what it said.
All right, I didn't know that. And what does that mean?
Yeah, I know, and especially that asterisks in that word.
Confusing. That's not English.
But I think all they were saying is, don't say what you don't mean. Don't promise what you can't deliver. Don't pretend to be something that you really are not. And I think that's very important for us in Church Around the Corner. Don't pretend, for example, if you're really not feeling that you believe as a Christian might believe, don't pretend that you do, right? Sure. There's no need for you to function this way, right?
All right, okay. So, expectations so far. Be a part of the group, the whole experience, not just little bits of it.
Right.
Be supportive of other people and differing values.
Yeah.
And last one, no BS.
Right.
Just be honest and clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
One more.
Oh, one more. Okay.
And since we've got a lot of a cheeky one already, and I think sometimes, even though these are a bit coarse and crude, they do cut to the heart of things. They cut through, as we might say, they cut through the crap of a lot of words, and people know when you say it, exactly, I know what you're talking about. So this last one, right,
there,
two asterisks in there, but I think we can all fill that in. In our relationships with insiders and outsiders, we don't want to behave as a
asterisk
holes. Exactly.
Yeah. So no behaving badly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So keep some of these questions coming, and we'll answer them in another Q&A. And check out churcharoundthecorner.blogspot.ca. All right?
Great. Okay. Thanks for listening.
Yep.